Hey guys, today I'm going to run through my song North Soul, which is off my new Elskavon album Origins. That is available everywhere. I've got vinyl and all the things. So I'm going to link up here, there, wherever it is, to the song, to the album, if you want to listen to it first and then come on back and we will dig into my Logic session and all the bones and structure and behind the scenes of this track. Alright, so I've got the Logic session up for North Soul here, and it has been a while since I wrote these songs and since I was in here mixing and producing them. So I probably will not remember everything as far as like what was what and the why behind everything. But, you know, we're here. I'm going to try. So I do remember this song first started with this Prophet synth line on my Prophet 08, which I have since sold, but it started just improvising with this sound here. I remember loving that warmth, kind of blocky sound, sort of sounds like an electric piano in a way. Essentially I was just, I don't know if I was recording to a click or a grid or not. Just kind of going back and forth between, that's kind of like a B flat and an F chord. Sort of back and forth. We're in the key of F here. Yeah, it's very simple line, simple melodies, and they kind of blend together. You can see here, so the light blue is the Prophet line. So I've got a couple layers here. As you can see, I do a higher octave, kind of melodic or harmonic addition to the main part. So let's look at these higher octave parts. Hand, left and right. I do that a lot with various parts, and I'll just double replay it. So on one of these, just EQ, filter out a lot of lows and a lot of that mid. Really, that sound was really heavy in the mid-range there, 300 to 500 hertz. And then in the second one, similar thing on the EQ, and then I just threw on a Logic amp simulator. Logic amp simulators are sick. I throw them on lots of stuff. Why not? Not just guitar. Prophet, another layer here in pink. Just a loop here. Plays a good chunk of the song, just kind of a background drone. Let me play it dry so you hear how that sounds on its own. Kind of nasty, gritty, weird. There's some interesting like harmonics. EQ, more filtering. Crystallizer from Soundtoys, doubler chorusy type effect, and then reverb it out with Lexicon reverb. That's it. And then that blended in with the kind of main Prophet part. Gives it just kind of this steady bed, ambient bed behind it. Speaking of ambient bed up here, tape loops. I did a lot of cassette tape loops. Where is my, there it is. I did a lot of cassette tape loops with this janky old dictaphone from the 90s or whenever these are from. Very lo-fi, very wobbly. Great. I do it a lot on this new album of cassette tape loops. Kind of in the background, again, just a texture thing. A lot of looping of the loops, meaning, as you can see here, this is probably just one recording here. And then I, oops, cut ahead. And then I just double it, or I just duplicated it. I did various things here. So this whole group here, first of all, is, that's kind of dry, the group, and then I filtered it, a lot of filtering, highs and lows. The first one is panned hard left, specific filtering, similar to the next one, panned right. And then these last few, it looks like I used the Step Effects plugin on Logic just to give it some rhythm, right? I'll play the, you can hear the click there. So it's just doing those kind of like, almost like an arpeggiator type thing to the grid. All together again. And then more tape loops up here. So to me, the source of what I recorded sounds like the synth to me. Sounds like I recorded a tape loop of that Prophet synth. Whether it was, you know, from this actual main recording here or not, it could have been. Or I could have like hit record on this, played on the synth. Either way, it does sound like that to me. A couple other textures down here is, oops, turn the click off. Garage room tone. A recording from my garage. Duluth textures. Wait, why am I not hearing that? There we go. Very subtle textures. Duluth meaning that was from a recording up in Duluth, Minnesota, just by the lake up there. Okay, and then further down, so that was kind of like the main keys part, rhythm behind, or like backbone behind the song, behind the track, and then a lot of the textures there. The synth bass here I added, super simple. It just sounds like a sine wave almost to me, with a bit of a click attack. I was using the Arturia Collection Oberheim soft synth that they have. Now I would pull up the actual MIDI instrument, but it's from an older Arturia Collection, which always crashes Logic for me on this system. So I'm not going to do that. We're not going to crash Logic. We're going to keep moving. So really nothing to this line. Just playing those B flat to F over and over and over. Just kind of loops. Electric guitar. So I was looking back on these and I was, you know, at first you see 4 tracks, right? The light green is electric guitar. But I was looking back on these and I think what I did is I actually just recorded one instance. So I'm going to play that here and then I'll show you what I did to the other tracks. I think I took that recording and duplicated it and did processing with it. So here's just the main recording. It's kind of a background textural ambient improvisation thing. I'm not playing specific lines or chords necessarily, kind of just background stuff. I think you can hear that like high-end octave thing. That's coming in dry, so I must have recorded first on my pedal board and potentially amp as well. But then I add a couple things here, just Logic stuff again. Their amp modeler, a little compressor, a little bit of drive there, right? Okay, so then I took that, duplicated it to another track. Basically the same thing, but it's sounds way different, right? I just reversed it, as you can see here. Duplicated it again, the first recording there, and just brought it an octave down. You can see minus 12 there, minus 12. By the way, the only thing you have to do to bring it an octave down is click here on transpose. I use this all the time in Logic. There's plugins and stuff like that. You can move the pitch up and down, but I don't know. I really like Logic's just transpose option there. And then this final guitar layer is an octave up. So all together again. Piano is not introducing a lot of new parts as far as like notes or progressions, just kind of another sonic texture, because I'm basically playing what the Prophet synth was playing there as far as melodic ideas. I do have a few layers here. So I played various parts of piano over each other, and then this last one is una corda or corda. So I used native instruments, una corda, piano, and kind of doubled the line, played it the piano line again. You can get a lot of cool noises, mechanical room noises, type of things with that sampler. So I brought a lot of those out to give it that feel. Marimba below that, which on its own, as you can tell, is really pitchy and wobbly and raw and kind of gritty. This must have been a sampler, because I don't have a marimba lying around here at home. It'd be sweet if I did, but I do not. So I'm guessing it was a sampler, unless, yeah, I can't, unless I used vibraphones of some kind, but yeah, just kind of a gritty, really cut out all the low end, but I like that kind of mixed in, just like with this album especially, and on this song, it's like there's a lot of imperfections with it, meaning things just like pitch, detune, cassette tape loops by nature bring a lot of like lo-fi kind of quote-unquote off elements to it. I love that. So that was a big part of what I've always done, but especially with this album. So you can hear that character come through like this marimba. This dark green layer here feels like a strings layer kind of. It's my friend John Meyer. I'm going to link to his channel as well. A friend of mine who has an awesome YouTube channel and also does really cool sampler instruments for musicians. This is one of those that he did years ago. It has since, it's like a flute and a violin that he kind of blended together and processed it really well. So I used that on this song here. It has since become a Spitfire Labs instrument as well, called Arctic Swells. So it's pretty cool that worked with Spitfire there to release as part of their Labs series. So that's adding kind of that stringsy orchestral bed near the back half of the song. Just thick with reverb, really ethereal. And that is basically the instrumentation of the song, the everything but the vocals. And then so the vocals, like a lot of the vocals on this album, I've had vocals on Elskavon stuff in the past, but most of it has just been very ambient, oohs and ahs, very reverbed out. This is the first album that I really added lyrical content and I guess more traditional vocals in that sense, but they're all very experimental. It kind of happened by accident, and then I just kind of dove in, and it's really fun to try different things with vocals on tape machine, doing half speed, reverse speed, pitching, resampling my own everything. Basically just an experimental playground of stuff on the vocals. Here, I'm not getting as crazy on these vocals as some of the other ones as far as those processing methods, but as you'll hear, they're very affected. So I'm going to play this first bit here. I think I just recorded these layers, and then even when I was writing the songs, there was a lot of just improv, just kind of like singing about what came to mind, words that came to mind. There was some writing beforehand of the lyrics and things like that, but a lot of improv. And this one, I think I'm just duplicating from this first section over here. So I kind of just recorded 4 instances of this and then a 5th and 6th layer here as well. Hit play with it dry first without any effects on there. That EQ is automated. So that's just dry as is. Here's with the effects, almost like an old telephone effect, you know, like the extreme EQ here, only letting through like 1K area. I'm doing some formant pitching, a little bit of drive with the little altar boy. I've got the Clevegrand Dock cassette plugin, a little bit of delay, which is almost acts as like a slapback delay here. That's the first bit, and it's down in the mix, so it's there, but it's not very it's not very present volume-wise. Then, when we repeat, the track is a little fuller, and as you can see here, I bypass this EQ, and you get this. Again, very low in the mix, and that's intentional with this song and with a lot of the album. Even though I have vocals with the lyrics and whatnot now, I didn't want it to be at like a pop level where it's like, oh, vocals really standing out. I really wanted to be part of the overall bed of music. So, and I sang this very intentionally, like the kind of lazy, mellow, slow feel to it. That was very intentional for this song as well, and just kind of singing those, as you can see, 4 instances of that and panning them left and right and all that. But I wanted those to be pretty loose as far as their relationship with each other. I wanted the feel to be very ethereal, almost like, again, lazy, like I said. And that's pretty much it. That's North Soul. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you sticking around. And I'll try to do a couple more of these behind the scenes videos for the new album. Again, Origins out now on Western Vinyl. Thank you. See you.